so empty. The only thing I can see is my own.
What's up, everybody? Big Bad Cookie here, and today we are going to be doing a reaction, I guess you could call it, to some scary stories. Now, if you've watched my earlier videos, and sorry for not posting as much as I usually do, the third one that I did, Granny, I about peed my pants. So yeah, so we know how this is going to go. Now, I will be stopping and, talking to you, trying to get your reaction as well about what you think of this actual story, whatever it is. So, without further ado, let's get this started. And remember, if you want more of these, and I'm thinking about doing a series on this, maybe two, 3 stories each video, and do that for about 5 videos maybe, because there is a good bit of stories I have been on here. I listened to the first one, which was the flesh market. It wasn't scary, it was more of creepy and disgusting. Something I don't really find appealing, but we may listen to Masterpiece next after calls. That's what we're going to be listening to right now. But like I was saying, leave a like on the video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe for more content, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. So let me shut up talking and let's get started.
I couldn't take the calls anymore. I just couldn't take knowing. There was nothing I could do to stop them from coming through. I had to put an end to it. It all started this summer when I was playing with my eldest daughter, Chrissy. My kid absolutely loved toy cars, so I gave her my Matchbox collection, which I'd kept in the attic since my childhood. She was driving some farm animals around on the hood of my most prized possession, a classic fire truck with all its original parts and an unblemished paint job, when she suddenly stopped our caravan halfway to Mount Marshmallow Snowflakes, also known as the white leather couch in the corner. "Daddy," she said, her voice sweet and innocent. "Yes, honey," I replied. "Daddy, don't answer the phone," she told me. Having not heard my phone ringing, I wasn't sure what she meant by this. She'd probably seen the screen on my smartphone lighting up for an incoming call. I had a tendency to forget to unmute the thing after meetings at the office. I guessed that Chrissy didn't want our playtime to end, so I assured her Daddy wasn't going anywhere and left the phone alone. She smiled and we continued our game. Later, I checked my call history, but discovered that there hadn't been any incoming calls.
Okay, I'm going to stop that real quick. As you already see, that is kind of creepy, but I know a lot of y'all, and me including, the only way I answer a call is either if I know who it is, or if I'm just feeling really, really funny that day, to just answer a random call and be like, "Hello, who is this?" But like he just said, he looked at his call history and there was no recent calls, but yet his phone lit up. That in itself is kind of creepy. So let's figure out what he does.
I didn't really give it much thought, to be honest. A few weeks later, the same thing happened while we were playing doctor and giving Mr. Fuzzy Wuzzy his annual checkup. Chrissy looked up towards the kitchen and dropped her stuffed bear. "Daddy, don't answer the phone," whispered Chrissy in a frightened tone. This time, I chose not to heed her warning. I got up and checked my smartphone right away. No incoming calls. Following Chrissy's gaze, I realised that she was actually looking at the old telephone on the kitchen wall. We had disconnected the landline and unplugged it years ago. My wife had been asking me to take it down the day I'd cancelled our residential phone service. We had both gotten cell phones and wanted to put the money towards something more useful. The bulky white device was screwed into the wall. I kept forgetting to dismount it whenever I had my tools out, and I was too lazy to get them from the garage for such a menial task. I'm shocked my wife didn't wind up removing it herself, since it bothered her so much. Honey, that's not a real phone. No one's calling, I told Chrissy, ruffling her hair. It took Chrissy a few moments, but she eventually went back to playing as though nothing had happened. It was probably some kind of new game she had learned in school or something. She was 7 and had a bunch of imaginary friends. Maybe she'd gotten into an argument with Princess Pufflecakes and didn't want to take her call. I didn't worry about it too much. It wasn't until the 3rd imaginary call that I started to get concerned. Chrissy and I were having a Ninja Turtles tea party. I was dressed in a pink tutu with Michelangelo's bandana and a crown on my head. Never underestimate what a father would do to put a smile on his kid's face. I got up to get more juice. Chrissy grabbed me by my frilly skirt, looking absolutely terrified. Daddy, don't answer the phone, she pleaded. There was something in her eyes that compelled me to put an end to her weird game. She really looked freaked out. I no longer thought she was playing some sort of reverse psychology Simon Says. If she was making it up, why did she look so genuinely worried? It might be important, sweetheart, don't worry. Daddy will tell those evil telemarketers to leave you alone, I playfully replied as I snuck out of her grasp. I made my way to the kitchen where I picked up the receiver. I turned towards my daughter to give her a reassuring thumbs up, bringing the receiver to my ear. I fully expected to hear silence. Silence, however, was not what I heard. There was static on the line, which...
Okay, wow. So that's creepy. Man, I'm sorry, if your daughter's hearing telephone rings, but you don't, you need to go get her checked. Because, needless to say, she's either hard of hearing or possessed. So, yeah. Write down in the comments what you would do if that was to happen to you. If your brother, sister, niece, nephew, if you're old enough, son, daughter, what you would do if they actually said the same thing to you. Because I know I wouldn't even get near the phone. I'll admit it. I'm a chicken. I'm not going to go near something that I think's haunted. Nope. No way. So let's go on and do this. Let's finish this.
It surprised me enough that I pulled the phone away for a moment to look at it in disbelief. When I brought it back to my ear, I heard a voice on the other end. 232, janji Road, Fire, 12, whispered a man tonelessly. What the fudgesicles? I answered, perplexed. My wife must have been playing a trick on me. She'd probably convinced Chrissy to help her out so I'd do my job and get rid of the phone. I immediately yanked the cord, and it came flying towards me, hitting me square in the face. I was stunned. It was far too loose to have been in the jack. When I asked my wife about it, she had no idea what I was talking about. The next morning, I absent-mindedly checked my emails while the news played in the background. There was a segment about a fire in an apartment complex. At first, I didn't pay much attention, but then I heard the address. 232, Janji Road. 12 residents had perished in the inferno. I nearly dropped my #1 Dad coffee mug on the floor. I didn't know what to do. It was too late to call the police and tell them I'd gotten a creepy warning call about the fire. They'd think I was a nutter or an attention seeker. I took a moment to calm down and rationalise what had happened. It was just a very weird and very scary coincidence. Days later, I was playing Sudoku on the couch when Chrissy walked over, wearing a worried expression on her face. "Daddy, don't answer the phone," she whispered, tears in her eyes. Something in the pit of my stomach told me not to go, but I had to know. I made my way to the kitchen and picked up the receiver. This time, a British-sounding woman spoke to me through the disconnected phone. 15 Veneer Street, Fire, 3, she announced. Logically, you'd think I'd go to the police or a fire station to tell them what was going to happen. But here's the thing. I've watched the shows, so I know how these things pan out. You've got an attractive male protagonist who gets a forewarning, which is accurate. I won the Most Handsome Daddy of the Year award, as decided on my very unbiased daughter on Father's Day last year. I even have the trophy to prove it. The protagonist tells the cops about his predictions. Naturally, the cops accuse him of being the perpetrator. They lock him up, but he gets out on some technicality, rushes to the scene of the would-be crime, and saves the day. he becomes a true hero in the eyes of everyone. Close curtains. Yeah, I'm not that guy. I'm not saying I'm a coward, but look, I've got 2 daughters to care for. I can't go putting myself in dangerous situations where I could realistically wind up dead. I instead bought a disposable phone and used it to call the police. In the past 10 years, there have been a lot of suspicious fires in our city, leading the police to suspect that there's a pyromaniac on the loose. Thus far, he or she has burned down a church, a postal office, an outdoor mall, and a smaller post office inside a mall. I'm gonna let you take a wild guess as to what the police officer had to say when I warned him about the potential fire at 15 Veneer Street. If you guessed, he accused you of being the pyromaniac and asked you to turn yourself in. Then you deserve a cookie, because that's exactly what happened. I hung up and tossed the phone in a trash can across town. The next day, I watched as the news crew covered the story. The authorities had sent police officers to investigate what turned out to be an abandoned building. 3 officers had gotten locked in the basement. A fire broke out, and none of them made it out. I felt guilty and powerless. If I hadn't have warned them...
Let me stop it real quick and say, I respect police officers. So, if you know any, or if they're watching this, thank you, because I have a high gratitude to you. I don't know anyone who can do the job you do. I know I can't. So, and then on top of that, 3 police officers going to the place that he said there was going to be a fire to investigate. They did not find no fire at all, but they got locked in the basement. Then the fire started. Someone planned that. So, yeah. Let's go on and finish this.
The cops wouldn't have been in there, and no one would have died. It was my fault.
Yes, it was.
I couldn't sleep a wink that night. The horrid feeling in my gut eating away at me. The process repeated over the course of the next few months. Chrissy would ask me not to answer the phone. I'd pick it up, and I'd hear a different voice speaking. I'd be given an address, method of death, and the amount of people killed. 89 Oosgrove Avenue, knife, 1. Mrs. Larkin had been stabbed to death during a home invasion. 60 Star Circle, gas leak, 10. The Campbells were enjoying a family reunion and failed to notice the smell of rotten eggs. 79 Jean Jacques LaSure, gun, 3. Maria, Jamie and Alison were shot dead while walking home in the early hours of the morning, and so on and so forth, until I couldn't take it anymore. I remember all their names and faces. I saw them on the news reports. I think about them when I go to bed, knowing there was nothing I could do to save them, but tormented by the fact that I didn't even try. Depression started to creep over me, and I could barely eat or sleep. My wife started to get worried, but I couldn't tell her. I was afraid she'd be disappointed in me for my inaction, so I lied. I told her I was stressed out because of work. A few weeks ago, I'd finally had enough. Unable to keep myself from answering these phantom calls, I decided there was no other option. I stormed into my garage and desperately unscrewed the phone from the wall. As I held the device, I felt a wave of anger rush over me. This thing, this damn telephone, it caused me so much grief. I took it to the driveway and furiously smashed it into the concrete with a hammer until there was nothing left but dust and debris. When it was over, I cleaned the mess. The sensation of freedom was euphoric. My whole body tingled as my heavy burden lifted from my shoulders. That night, I made our favourite family meal and dessert to celebrate. My wife was relieved that I'd gotten over whatever it was that was bothering me, and enjoyed that the eyesore in the kitchen had finally been removed. I have a piece of advice for you. If you have a disconnected landline and haven't gotten around to removing it, please take a lesson from me. Get rid of it immediately, and, above all else, do not pick up the receiver. My life has returned to normal since I got rid of that wretched phone. As I'm typing this, my wife is giving our youngest daughter a bath. I can hear them singing the Bubble Bath song and giggling. Chrissy is in the living room with me. She's playing with this silly pink Disney phone. It's one of those fancy schmancy glittery toys. A pimped out version of the Fisher-Price rotary phone I used to have when I was a kid. Every dial projects a different message from one of the Disney princesses. It's weird. She'd never shown any interest in it before. It's not a real phone. It doesn't even have a cord. But there's that look in her eyes again. She's worried. And I know what she wants to say. No, it's just a toy. It's just a toy. It's just a toy. I'm going to check. I need to know. Shit, I can hear static on the other end. It's a man's voice. He's saying... It's my address. Propane explosion. 4. I need to get my girls out of here. Please. Please don't let it be too late.
Oh my god. I'm done. See, if it would have just ended with the phone, it would have been fine. But then they had to throw in his address, and the whole family died from a propane explosion. No, that's just too much. Alright, so we finished that one. So we're going to do one more, and if we hit, let's not go that high. Let's 2 likes. 2. Alright? 2 likes. And we will make another video on this app with 2 more scary stories or creepy stories. And if this ain't scary enough for you, let me know. I know it's plenty scary for me, but hey, if you want me to go scarier, I will download a different app and find scary stories. Alright? If I have to go online and find them, trust me, I will. So, let's go on. That looks something like from Freddy Krueger. It's called Her. So let me put this over here. There we go. So yeah, let's listen to this one then.
You've seen her. You know you have. Try to deny it all you want. It happened.
I didn't. I deny it. No one's in my room, so I didn't see her.
It happened a lot, actually. Never fully. Always out of the corner of your eye. Just out of sight. That's where she stays. She does not like to be seen. But she loves it when people try. You try and tell yourself it was nothing.
No, this is creepy right here. I'm having to sit here and check everything, and my door's closed, but it still feels like someone's watching me now. Let me just cover up that face. Nope. Get in the middle. Nope. Oh, I'll fix you. There you go. Yeah, you get to see me. Oh. I can portray that face. No. Alright, let's finish this.
Just your mind playing tricks. She likes that too. She likes making you feel like that. You tell yourself there's nothing there, yet you can feel her. You feel her gaze. You feel her breath on the back of your neck. Your hair stands on end when she's there. Do you think that happens for no reason? It's her. It's always been her. It will always be her. She was the beginning, and she will be the end. She was the first shadow that has haunted man from the beginning. She is older than sin itself. She was here long before what you call God, and she will be around long after he is forgotten. In the meantime, she wants you. You can feel her pull. You don't know that you feel it, but something inside you drives you to know what she is.
Alright, if you didn't hear him, I'm pretty sure you did. He was sitting there talking about she was beginning and blah blah. She was there before God. Do not try to tell me that this is some religious crap. I'm not trying to, what's it called? heck, I forgot what it's called. Call you out on your religion or whatever. I'm not like that. It's called If You Don't Like It, I'm sorry. Skip to the end of the video. But this is what I'm listening to. Now, I'm a Christian, okay? So, I'll admit that. You may be Muslim, Judaism, whatever. That's you, not me. So, please do not put in the comment section that I'm trying to push my religion on you, or this is some religious stuff that's trying to get us to... Don't, please. Okay? This is not what that is. This is just me chilling, listening to scary stories about to pee my pants. I keep looking over there, and I thank God that I have a camera pointing right back here, so I can reach back here, and there ain't no one behind me. So, unless someone comes in that back door behind that. So yeah, so please do not do that. So let's finish this good story.
You can't deny it anymore. You know you saw something. A ghost, a demon, you don't know. But that's where you start. Suddenly, you're obsessed. You need to know. You read every book on the occult you can find. You scour the internet, reading every article you can about what lurks in the dark. Nothing seems to fit. You read about shadow people, boogeymen, and every other entity from every obscure website. Some seem like possibilities, but you know that's not what you saw. Then you find it. Her. This is it. Before you even read the article, you know this is it. You're suddenly filled with a sickening mixture of dread and desire. You click on the link, but it's just a blank page with one line of writing. The beginning ritual. Hurriedly, you Google the ritual and find the directions on how to see her. It looks like your run-of-the-mill ritual. Candles, symbols, and a bit of blood. Nothing too out of the ordinary. You get everything you need. The thought that you will finally see her fills you with anticipation. You'll know what she is. You'll know you're not crazy. You go to start the ritual.
Okay, this is like a cult. Oh my god, and I just... Deja vu. I just had a dream about this like a week ago. That I just said that. Okay, enough of that. So this is talking about like some kind of satanic thing. Normally I wouldn't listen to this, but I really want to find out what happens. So, and I'm pretty sure you guys do too. So really, if you don't like the video, if you don't like this, skip it. I don't blame you, because honestly I don't really want to listen to it, but yet I do. So yeah, and I'm not into that cult stuff. I'm highly against that. So let's just...
You suddenly get the feeling that something isn't right. You feel that you're in danger, but you shrug it off. After all, you're trying to see the thing that lurks in the dark. Of course you're nervous. So you proceed. You draw the symbols, say the strange words, and bring the large hunting knife to the palm of your hand, and make one long, smooth cut. The second your blood hits the floor, you feel it. The concussion, the absolute horrendous pain. You feel as though your body's being ripped to shreds and burned all at once. You try to scream, but it's useless. You've lost all control of your body. All you can do is sit there and feel the searing, blinding pain. It doesn't stop. As the days, weeks, months go on, it doesn't stop. You feel every second of it. You can't sleep. You won't pass out. There is no reprieve. You feel your mind slip away from you. Your once rational thoughts turn into demented desires to make someone else feel as you do. You need to show them how it feels. You need to show them how she makes you feel. You know she's there, even though you can't see. You know it. Then you hear her. The sweet, beautiful voice. You hear the words. They're unrecognizable, but somehow you understand. You found me. I knew you would. You'll be one of mine. Would you like that? She coos to you. Eagerly you agree. Suddenly you realize you can move again, but it feels weird. As though your body has changed shape and bends in different positions. Find me more. We need to be many. Seek out those who used to be like you. Those who want to believe in monsters. You feel her touch your face. She feels as though she could rip the skin off. You can feel the long gashes where she touched you. You can feel the blood seeping out. But you like it. Suddenly the pain she causes feels like when your mother used to hug you. You smile, but your mouth opens wider than it used to. You find this funny. You laugh. Your voice is much deeper than it was before, and the sound makes you laugh even more. You feel her close again. Go, find me more. Send them on the path. You know how. I've showed you. You feel everything slip away. When you awake, you're in a strange yet familiar space. You feel someone around you, so you hide. You scuttle sideways across the floor and take refuge in the shadows. You don't want them to see you. You only move when they turn away from you. You know what this looks like to them. They can only see you out of the corner of their eyes. They tell themselves it was just their imagination, so you move again, a little more obvious this time. They scream. The sound excites you more than you thought possible. You want them to do it again, and the thought makes you laugh. They run out of the room. You know they heard you, and it angers you that they ran away. You were having fun. Then you hear someone else, so you go play with them too. You see her from time to time, while you follow your playthings. You see them search, just as you had. You watch them find the ritual. You see them spill their blood. Then, she comes. She always comes. She smiles at you, and you know what is about to happen. You know what they're about to feel, and it excites you. You watch your plaything disappear, just as you once did, and she comes closer to you. Well done. Keep going, she says as she touches your chest, leaving deep, blood-soaked ridges. You look down and smile. This will help you with the next one. You watch her disappear too. This makes you sad. Then a thought occurs to you. If you send her more playthings, you will see her. Eagerly, you scuttle off to lure another plaything into her grasp, so you can see her again. Nothing else matters. Just her.
Okay, so I know everyone has that feeling like you see something at the corner of your eye. I have it a lot. So, and I mean, over summer, I'm not trying to get all mushy, but our family dogs died. We had 2 of them, and I actually saw my personal dog a lot. And honestly, I didn't know whether to be scared or excited. And let's just put it this way, every time I looked at him, like one night I actually woke up because my dog, I know y'all probably have dogs, and y'all's dog, you know how they just sit there, turn around and start biting like right there to about close to their tail. You know, just sit there and just that annoying noise. Well, my dog used to sleep in my room, and he used to do that constantly, 24/7. That was his life, pretty much. And he would sit there and do it. And like a lot of nights, I would actually wake up and tell him to stop. So I woke up that night and I was fixing to yell, just stop it. And I woke up, I looked down, and it hit me. It's like, oh, he's not really there. I blinked, just, you know, that one blink, and boom, he was gone. So yeah, and I know everyone's at least seen something that really messes with them, and or leaves them scarred or something like that. Well, that's mine. So yeah, um, that's good. But if y'all see that, I suggest run the opposite way and don't go to her, which is, you know, key term for the devil. I mean, that's common sense. And I'm pretty sure in all religions, everyone has a devil or a demonic thing that you don't go toward, period. So yeah, whatever religion you are, stay away from the devil. Yeah. So, and this concludes our video today. Thank you for subscribing, leaving a like in advance. So, and you know what? I think I'm going to come up with a challenge for y'all next video. So, if y'all find any scary stories or something like that, or apps or games, you know, I'm still doing that too, that y'all want to see me react to, I may be doing animations, you know, like CGI, I think it's called CGI animations. I've actually been watching a lot of those, and they are really, really good. So, if y'all want me to do a couple of those, let me know in the comment section. If we do hit two likes, we will be doing a part 2 to this. So make sure to subscribe, hit that bell, and you will be notified. So, that done, let's close.